I knew it. This guy will definitely not give up easily. Mind games didn't work, so he will surely fight me. After all, I have qualities that normal masters simply don't possess. Anyone who can injure me severely, and then get beaten up by me in return will surely remember. The instantaneous recovery of the finger of nirvana, the undying burst of the living weapon, and the burst of power of the evil smell of rosefinch, seemed to be unique at the moment. Others, be it the clones of internal power or illusions, are not rare in the main world. He sneaked up on me just to see if I was forced to reveal my trump card. Unfortunately, I'd been more prepared than he expected. I dragged him into the magic realm early on, rendering all his attempts useless. I unconsciously used the evil smell of rosefinch in the flowery version on him before, but it was hidden within the withering strike and Xie Yan sword spirit, so it was easy to get confused. As long as I don't show the burning feature of the evil smell of rosefinch, he shouldn't associate me with Xilan Wei. As for whether the magic realm would trigger his suspicions or not, he wouldn't bother to come and sound me out if it could. I used it in the fragrance pavilion competition before, so I can't fool anyone. Instead of concealing, it's better to use it openly since it's disguised by the flowery version. It surprised me that you managed to drag me into an illusion without me realizing it. Fair enough. In my body since when? Since you don't give up, I'll grant your wish today. One spirit is not enough for you. I will give you another one. Mr. Xie, what happened? An enemy attack? What a noise. Don't worry, just dealing with some small-time thief. Unfortunately, this is Elder Gongsun's house after all, with many innocent people around. Otherwise, if the spirit exploded just now, he could definitely be off guard, and I can get him into the pot. Beep, he just. Stay away from here, or you'll be hurt by the aftermath. Stay safe, Mr. Xie. Be careful, Mr. Xie. The sword spirits are indeed interesting, each with its own characteristics. However, under my Blood River seal, they are utterly useless. Don't use the finger of flowery swords in front of me anymore. You seem to enjoy using spirit self-destruction to attack your opponents. How about you give it a try now? See if you can still control them to self-destruct. This guy, does he really think the sword spirit is an ordinary spirit of the manifestation at the third level of the pre-celestial stage? His sealing technique can't hinder my control over the spirits. It's just that, being trapped by these two thick masses of blood at the fourth level of the pre-celestial stage, it probably won't cause much damage even if it self-destructs. I'll have to give him something bigger. If I'm not mistaken, you just used the technique of illusions. Don't you admit that you are evil sword goddess Xilan Wei? My sect has countless techniques. Do you really think a mere mental illusion technique is exclusive to the messengers? Besides, who gave you the right to look down on the finger of flowery swords? Flowery body mind fire 4 times stronger. How ignorant. Explode. Quadrupling the mind fire in the flowery body state can quadruple my flowery sword power. However, the finger of flowery swords is not the heavenly evil scripture. In a normal fight, the power of the spirit won't change but only enhances my survival ability when I go all out. But when the mind fire is used for self-destruction, it's a different story. Facing the explosion of the sword spirit, which now has 4 times the amount of internal power, his seal is as useless as paper. Where is he now? With his strength, those 2 surprising attacks couldn't kill him. Realizing his plan didn't work, did he sneak away to avoid catching the attention of the masters at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage from the Dongdu government? Well, that's a smart move. This guy, I can't kill him unless I trap him in the pot, but judging from his reaction just now, he must have known about my battle with Zhou Yanping in the pot. Beep it. In the pot ghost domain, the ability to scan with senses can't be used, so how did Zhou Yanping manage to send out the message? If I ever get the chance to kill this fake Elder Moro, I can't reveal my true self as Xie Yan. Techniques are open to question, but the pot is solid evidence. I can't let Ji Jinya, who is behind him, figure out my true identity. As for now, do you think you can escape after provoking me? Do you really think you can make it? You wanted to take advantage of me? I won't let you get it but suffer losses instead. Flowery version, Evil Eye Sky Inspection. What's this? Got you. It appears to be him, but I'm not sure of it yet. He managed to catch up? He escaped again? This guy is quite good at escaping. You run, and I'll chase. Let's see how far you can run. 1 minute later. Blow up the sword spirit. What's going on? Something is wrong, the whole sky is exploding. Hurry up, we need to report it to the Dongdu government. Stop it. Are you begging for mercy? I've held back for a long time. If you keep pushing me, don't blame me for being merciless. Alright, show me just how merciless you can be. You're asking for it. It's a bit late to go all out now. Beepstard, how dare you cause such a big commotion on my territory while I'm on watch, and you still have the nerve to act tough. Come over here. Die. Humph, do you think you can escape? He's gone? Flowery version, Evil Eye Sky Inspection. He's nowhere to be found, he really disappeared this time. It's exactly like the situation when Ji Yuntao and the 3 demon killers tried to chase him together. Previously, I thought it was because 6 Moro senses weren't strong enough, but now it seems that even the more advanced Evil Eye Sky Inspection can't track him down. It's weird, why didn't he use this trick when I was chasing him before? Does Moqing's sect have this kind of tracking technique? It looks quite peculiar. So how is it, have you found him, Master Xie? He called me Master Xie, what the hell? Oh, Blue Joker, Shrimp Catcher, manhwa. Now this old goat really like erotic books, he even called me Master. I lost him, you didn't find him either? I'm not good at tracking, but that strike I used must have done him some serious damage. Even if he manages to escape, he won't have it easy. Boy, do you have any idea how rare such an opportunity was? After this encounter, who knows when he'll show up again? Why did you stop me earlier? Calm down, Mr. Ming. That guy calling himself Elder Moro is good at escaping. Even if you had attacked earlier, the result wouldn't have been much different compared to now, unless we find a weakness in his escape strategy. That's unpleasant to hear, boy. Looks like we've caught the attention of quite a few people. However, I've managed to grasp some information about Elder Moro after observing him just now. There are too many people around. It's better to talk in a quieter place. I need to ask Mr. Xie some questions. So, Mr. Xie, you mean that the villain specifically went to Miss Gongsun's residence for you? Yeah, it's indeed strange. He appeared and said I was the messenger, demanding that I reveal my true form, and then he attacked me out of the blue. I thought I had just cleared my suspicions, but he showed up and caused trouble right after the previous one had been settled. Recently, not only has Elder Moro been pursued by the authorities, but he's also been hunted down by the messengers. It's not surprising that he tried to cause trouble for the messengers, but why would he come to you, Mr. Xie? Do you have any idea what happened tonight? Huh! Just a moment ago, Elder Xiang Wu and Elder Guiqingyi of the Heavenly Evil Say, and Elder Ji Huan of the Flora sect were all killed by Elder Moro. These 3 people are all masters at the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage, but they were greatly injured due to a major battle a few days ago. Elder Moro seemed to have seized this opportunity to kill them. How is it possible? No wonder he could take so many beatings as if they barely affected him. Turns out he absorbed the power of those masters. Beep, he's been stealing my spoils. If I hadn't hurt them, he wouldn't have had the chance. But I'm almost sure that you are not those messengers. Oh? Just like there are no 2 identical leaves in the world, each person has unique behavior patterns and physical characteristics. Even if you wear a robe with a mask, I can figure out your physical traits by details like the swaying of your clothes, the size of your steps, heartbeats, and breaths. I'm an expert at observing details. If an ordinary person makes even the slightest movement in front of me, I can recognize his body when I see him again. And there are even more details about martial artists to distinguish, easier than do that to an ordinary person. Mr. Xie, your breath rate and the changes in the body when using power are slightly different compared to the messengers who attack the Heavenly Evil sect. Of course, the most important point is that Mr. Ming has already proven that you were at the Dream House when the messenger Meng Zhang attacked the Heavenly Evil sect. I don't think anyone in Dongdu City can deceive Mr. Ming. Haha, of course. Mr. Xie, you can relax and stop worrying about such accusations in the future. The Dongdu government won't bother you anymore about this matter. Thanks for your reassurance. He's truly fooled by me, Marquis Hawkeye. You underestimated other masters. The disguise technique of Child Thousand Faces from the Han Empire is specifically designed to fool detail-oriented people like you. To those who don't know anything about disguise, Child Thousand Faces' technique is of no use, but for someone like Marquis Hawkeye, it's a perfect move. I am the only student of Child Thousand Faces, and I always remember the key points from the instructions of disguise. Each time I assume a different identity, I need to change my habits completely and adopt new behaviors, from breathing to eye movements and gestures. It's all carefully planned, otherwise I would have been exposed this time. Wait a minute. Beep. Luckily, Bian Shifei only saw my disguise as Meng Zhang in person, otherwise, he would have realized his conclusions contradict each other. From the true essence of the martial arts, these disguises all belong to one person. By the face reading technique, each disguise has a unique appearance. It seems that I can no longer disguise myself as those messengers in Bian Shifei's presence, otherwise, he will question his own conclusions, discover new possibilities, and start piecing together clues. I will be suspected again. Otherwise, he will question his own conclusions, discover new possibilities, and start piecing together clues. I will be suspected again. Beep it. It's all because of Lian Qiluo. If she hadn't falsely accused me, I wouldn't have gotten into so much trouble. I should feel relieved thanks to your ability to distinguish right from wrong. However, I'm afraid there are still people in the Dongdu government who don't welcome me. Why do you say that? When Elder Moro came to confront me today, he not only accused me of being one of the messengers but also explicitly said that those messengers were actually me. I think, among those who know this information, either someone is secretly colluding with Elder Moro, or the insider is just Elder Moro himself. Who else, except for the internal members of the Dongdu government, knows the information that all the messengers in Dongdu City are the same person and that I am highly suspect? The high-ups of the Heavenly Evil Sect, Flora Sect, View Sect and Rosefinch Temple all know it because we investigated the messenger named Meng Zhang, and we disclosed some information to outsiders. Beep, you made it harder for me to put blame on others. The Heavenly Evil Sect suffered the heaviest losses this time, especially the two elders who had a grudge against me at the Yearning House, so it's unlikely that they are colluding with Elder Moro. It's even less likely about the Rosefinch Temple. As for the View Sect, I don't think someone would go against me as Mr. Ming is overseeing everything here. You mean? I can only think of Lian Qiluo as the main suspect. I am innocent, but my reputation has been tarnished by some villains. Who else would frame me except for her? Marquis Hawkeye, Elder Moro defamed me just like how this woman did. Even their words were similar. I suspect that Lian Qiluo is Elder Moro. Even if she isn't, she must have something to do with him in some way. Lian Qiluo is indeed targeting Master Xie. Even though I have proven his innocence, she is still trying to cause him trouble. There might really be something wrong with her. Moreover, how did Elder Moro know that the masters at the third level of the pre-celestial stage got injured? I'm afraid that only people within the Dongdu government know it, right? It shouldn't be. Besides, not only the Heavenly Evil Sect but also the Flora Sect lost one of their elders. Mr. Ming, was the dead elder at the third level of the pre-celestial stage of the Flora Sect on good terms with Lian Qiluo? Not really. They even fought for the position of deputy leader. Lian Qiluo got it because she reached the fourth level of the pre-celestial stage earlier. See? It was her rival in the Flora Sect who died. It must be her. I'll figure out if there is indeed a connection between Elder Moro and Miss Lian. Well then, that's it for now. It's already late, and I have some matters to attend to. Please excuse me. Aren't you going back to the Dongdu government with me and explain the situation to Cui Bei? He is getting overwhelmed out there. Not tonight. I do have something to attend to. I'm leaving as well. So much has happened tonight. The Dongdu government is already in chaos. I need to go back and see for myself. I will discuss my writing with you another day. Haha, I'll definitely be there. Finally, you're here. I've been waiting for you. I went to Taoyang Tavern for some drinks. I remember when we were in Shindu City, you liked to drink rice wine there. It's so nice of you to remember what I like. By the way, I'm sorry about what happened tonight. Sorry for what? You know me. I would only be delighted if a few more of the old folk in the Saber branch died. Ha ha ha, you wouldn't want your grandfather to hear you say that. I can only speak my mind in front of you. What an eventful time. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Please don't get distracted when meditating in my inner space. It's nothing important. Please don't get distracted when meditating in my inner space. Stay focused and calm. The inner space of Chengjing. It's so dark here. Do you not need light because you're blind? No light is needed. Being blind has its advantages. Why do you engrave Buddhist scriptures here? Is there a special meaning? Nothing special. It's just a reminder to stay focused and calm. How to gain equanimity and mindfulness. The Buddha won't tell you directly, but you need to experience it yourself before you understand the truth of it. Among the countless ways of practice in the world, the Buddhist way is the most rational. As long as you gain insight, the road ahead of you will be broad and smooth, and you can joyfully move forward no matter how great your understanding is and how long you have practiced. That's easy to say. My master said my understanding was good enough, but my Buddhist cultivation was a mess. However, there is one thing I think is reasonable. The Buddhist way is the most ingenious and mysterious shortcut among all ways of practice. You can attain the highest level in one step. If you can't make it, you'll struggle until the end. Buddhism is really hard to comprehend. Ha! What are you laughing at? Didn't I tell you before? Practicing Buddhism is a gradual process, take it easy. I became a monk at 14, attained a higher level of mastery in the purifying lotus flower technique at 28, and achieved great success at 46. You're young, and you've just cultivated for a short time. Why the rush? Take your time. Take your time, get it? Blup, no, I don't. Haha, it's okay if you don't get it, you're still young and have endless possibilities, there's no rush. For a hermit, everything is transient. One day, you will understand it. In the courtyard of Grandeur Restaurant. Master, the fake Elder Moro has already suspected you. Aren't you in great danger? Not at all. I am sure I didn't show any weaknesses in front of him, unless Xie thinks it's better to kill me to be safe than sorry. But if that's the case, that fake Elder Moro won't need to come and test me. If he really thinks I am a messenger, he will surely know how strong I am, and it will be completely unpredictable if he provokes me. Clearly, he must find the right guy, which is Xie's instruction. Not just any random person will do. As for that fake, it's not my concern right now. He has caused much more commotion than I did, whether it's the Dongdu government, or the heavenly evil sect and Flora sect whose elders were killed. None of them will go easy on him. I don't think I will have a chance to kill him in person. It's kind of a pity. Aren't we going back to Miss Gongsun? No rush, I'm waiting for someone. Waiting for someone? Look, there he is. Miss Gongsun, that's what happened. Alright, I get it. As long as you're all safe, that's better than anything else. Are there any other losses? Well, all 137 people in our mansion are fine. Except for Green, the peacock you kept. You little rascal, Xie Yan, and the beep Elder Moro. Green, my Green. I just got the news that Elder Moro attacked several pre-celestial stage masters today and completely wore them out. Mr. Xie also battled against him, but I don't know if he's injured. Humph, he won't be hurt by Elder Moro at all. Do you know why 3 pre-celestial stage masters from the Flora sect and Heavenly Evil sect were easily defeated? Xie Yan invaded the manor of the Heavenly Evil sect and came across a group of elders from the Heavenly Evil sect, View sect, Rosefinch Temple, and Flora sect. At that time, there were 5 masters at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage, yet he managed to drive them all away, leaving several elders seriously injured. After the battle, not a blade of grass grew in a radius of 5 miles in the ink-stained forest. I couldn't unleash such destructive power even at my peak. Though Xie Yan seems to be just at the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage, his deep and formidable power makes him far stronger than ordinary cultivators at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage. The younger generation of our marching sect is truly remarkable, so Elder Moro alone is impossible to harm him. I'm surprised that Mr. Xie has such strength, but why hasn't he come back yet? It's so late. Who knows? He's probably caught up in dealing with Bian Shifei and Ming Wandao. He got a lot of mischief, so we don't need to worry about him. Don't waste this. I haven't tasted peacock meat yet. Ask the chef to stew it for a midnight snack tonight. Okay. I see. I didn't know that so much had happened to you during these days. It's not what I want, but things have already happened, and there's nothing I can do. However, it's quite unexpected that the messengers are actually the same person. Such unpredictability is somewhat reminiscent of Child Thousand Faces Gohuayu. Who knows? Perhaps he has joined the immortal sky, or maybe the Xinhua sect also got involved. Well, it's possible. Forget it, it's not my concern now. I'm sorry for the trouble you've been through these days. I should apologize to you. For what, Yutao? I thought you deliberately let go of Elder Moro before. Sure enough, He's suspected me. However, seeing what happened tonight and hearing your confession, I've realized that it was just my imagination, telling you what I thought was like resolving a matter on my mind. Don't be silly, a blind trust is just plain dumb, and you are certainly not that foolish. So what's your plan now? Since the Dongdu government is already focused on capturing Elder Moro, I guess I don't need to get involved anymore. I believe they wouldn't want me to interfere too much. Are you going back to the Han Empire? No, the #1 scholar of Flower Festival is coming. It will be a pity to leave like this. Do you remember our agreement before arriving in Dongdu City? Let the martial world of the Tang Empire hear our voices. Great, great. Let's join forces and participate in this year's #1 scholar of Flower Festival. Let the martial world of the Tang Empire witness the prowess of the 5 beauties and 5 gentlemen in the Han Empire. A few days later, on the day of the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. 10 years ago, when I took part in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival, I didn't even make it to the top 10, but those delightful moments when I competed with those talents from all over the country are unforgettable, even to this day. Unknowingly, 10 years have passed, and another #1 Scholar of Flower Festival has begun. I brought you here to show you that the world is big and the strong are so many. Well, I'll try my best to make it to the top 10 and make up for your regret. Ha ha ha, you foolish lad, #1 Scholar of Flower Festival sets age limits for participants, not cultivation levels. You've reached the 9th level of the post-celestial stage, but it's not impressive enough in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. Do you mean there will be masters at the pre-celestial stage too? Allowing masters at the pre-celestial stage to compete in this city, what if things get out of hand? It's risking people's lives. I'm not sure, but 10 years ago, the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival was held at Laojun Mountain on the outskirts of Dongdu City. The winner of that festival flattened all the surrounding hills within 2 miles. Now that the venue has shifted to within Dongdu City, it's indeed. Huh? What? Master. Did we get into an ink painting? No, this is Dongdu City. But why does it look like this? It appears to be some kind of illusion. Is it the work of the Flora sect? You two aren't local, right? For this year's #1 Scholar of Flower Festival, the Dongdu government has specially adorned certain areas in the city to welcome visitors and martial arts talents from all over the world, hoping to give everyone a surprise. Are you the guide for the Flower Festival? It's indeed really surprising. I brought my disciple to participate in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. May I ask where to sign up? It's by Guanqin Lake. You are a bit late as the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival has already begun. Yet, there's no deadline for signing up, so you can still make it. Please come with me. Spectator stands by Guanqin Lake. Ever since our sect leader started patrolling in Dongdu City, demons and monsters like Elder Moro and the messengers have stopped showing up. It isn't too much to say that Mr. Ming is the guardian of Dongdu City. When your sect leader was here, those guys were still causing trouble. Obviously, they didn't dare to show up because our deputy sect leader arrived here. If you put it that way, why not include the deputy abbot of the Rosefinch Temple and the leader of the Flora sect? It's not only your deputy sect leader who's formidable. Stop it, you're only at the post-celestial stage. The matter of these high-ups has nothing to do with you. Look how amused you are. If we don't talk about high-ups, let's discuss our peers. Who do you think will be the strongest at this year's #1 Scholar of Flower Festival? Our senior Zhang Miao has already reached the 2nd level of the pre-celestial stage and mastered the true teachings of our sect leader. He'll surely win this time and bring glory to our sect. You're looking down upon our heavenly evil sect. Our young master is also at the 2nd level of the pre-celestial stage, and he's one of the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period. The winner should be him. What's so great about the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period? You know, Bian Shifei is still only at the 9th level of the post-celestial stage now. As for Monk Excellence of Rosefinch Temple, he has disappeared for a long time. Who knows if he's still alive? They're not really talented, yet you still treat them as treasures. You're just jealous. Marquis Hawkeye has already been widely recognized as a high-up. It's said that he has been building up his strength, and Monk Excellence of Rosefinch Temple has indeed gone missing. But that doesn't mean he's dead. How dare you belittle the two of them? If the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period aren't fake, how come your heavenly evil sect got 2 spots? Humph, even Bian Shifei and Monk Excellence could be among the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period. so why doesn't your view sect have any? Excuse me, Monk Excellence has been traveling to pursue Buddhism, and that's why he hasn't been seen for a long time. Ultimately, he transcended for the sake of Buddhist cultivation. Please don't involve him in your argument. It's so rude. I didn't notice there was a monk. Besides, Mr. Vision is no less capable than Mr. Excellence. He has mastered the evil elimination palm of the sect leader. The winner should be Mr. Vision. Who do you think you are, Monk? You beat Monk. You were just trying to enhance the reputation of your sect. What's wrong with being a monk? Mr. Vision looks incredible when he fights the evil sects. Can't you be quiet? It's so noisy. Men are so noisy. Speaking of the potential winners, do you think Xie Yan and Xie Yan will participate? I heard that the 5 beauties and 5 childs in the Han Empire were somewhat different from our 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period. They paid more attention to their appearance and demeanor. I wonder how their martial arts are. If they are both handsome and good with words, it will be perfect if they are also skilled in martial arts. Xie Yan and Xie Yan, they're just pretty boys who are famous for their looks. They are nothing to be afraid of. You superficial women just can't resist good-looking men. Well, I didn't expect such a beauty in the world. Miss Gongsun, it's Miss Gongsun. Is Miss Gongsun also here for the number 1 Scholar of Flower Festival, Miss Gongsun? No, Master told me to stay calm. Women will only slow down my speed of drawing the sword. Just now Wow. It's Child Warm Jade and Charming Jade, child of the Han Empire. I met them in the Fragrance Pavilion before. I didn't expect that there would be so many ordinary people to watch the number 1 Scholar of Flower Festival except for martial artists. Wow, there are so many people. They're elegant, they're really good looking. Are they from the Han Empire? It's really pleasant to the eye when the 3 of them walk together. Amitabha. Humph, I admit they are good looking, but so what? Whether a man is capable or not depends on how strong his fists are. Indeed, I don't believe their martial arts are as impressive as their looks. They definitely can't beat our young master. The Han people are no match for our people. My bad, I've got a big mouth. I'm not a real man, I'm a beepstart. Mr. Xie, isn't it a bit? I'm doing it for their own good. I just taught them a lesson. If they keep running their mouths, they may provoke some powerful figures in the evil sects and end up dead without even knowing how they die. Indeed, Mr. Xie's already shown mercy to them. You know me. How? Narrow-minded, vengeful. How, since you're here, are you really not participating in the number 1 Scholar of Flower Festival? I have no interest in it. I'm just here as a guide at my mom's request. Actually, with your abilities, you would hardly find any worthy opponents at the Flower Festival. Why? Over the years, the number 1 Scholar of Flower Festival has developed into a grand event where young disciples from major sects showcase their prowess, those from smaller sects gain experience, and independent cultivators seek opportunities. Because it's set up for the younger generation, participants are limited to those under 30. Cultivators of this age in the entire Tang Empire are scarce, and few can compete with you. Moreover, we're in Dongdu City, not Chengdu City. I never expected there to be an age limit. I thought I could spar with elders at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage from the 4 major sects. Yeah, it's quite boring. It's great to beat the weak openly and fairly in front of so many people. It's such a rare, good thing. And there's a whole city of ordinary folks cheering me on. They are simply good people providing me with origin points. I'm ready, everyone. Get ready to be captivated by my magnificent performance. You two are just too powerful among your peers. So many people are here. The biggest difference between this year's number 1 Scholar of Flower Festival and the previous ones is the liveliness. For the first time, it was held in Dongdu City, and it was made accessible to ordinary people. To this end, the Rosefinch Temple took out their secret treasure, the 6-armed Vajrapani statue. Secret treasure of the Rosefinch Temple 6-armed Vajrapani statue. It's really grand to use the palms of the 6 arms of the Vajrapani statue as the arena. The 6-armed Vajrapani statue alone is enough to mitigate most of the impact caused by the internal power at the pre-celestial stage, ensuring that the competition doesn't affect the people below, even if there are occasional oversights. The masters at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage from the 4 major sects are responsible for overseeing and protecting the crowd. Master Qingjing, the deputy abbot of Rosefinch Temple. Minghua Dao, the leader of the View sect. Fa Ruxue, the leader of the Flora sect. Guolong, the deputy leader of the Heavenly Evil sect. The Dongdu government has made full preparations. It's rare to see such a competition that involves masters at the pre-celestial stage, and where citizens can have fun in the Han Empire. It's the same case in the Tang Empire. I heard that the credit for this lively scene goes to Miss Lian. She strongly advocated for it. Are you guys planning to register for the competition? Please go to the lakeside and register your name and background. We've already made 3 versions of our plans for traffic control and crowd management, but we didn't expect such a huge surge of people towards Guanxin Lake, and it's a bit challenging to implement the plans, so we need to keep improving them. We have too few disciples to guide people in the city. Many participants haven't found their designated spots, so we need to send more staff to help. Just continue to improve the plans if they aren't working. Do you really need to report on such minor matters? As for the guides, Mr. Chui, Miss Lian, a few participants at the first level of the pre-celestial stage refused to get into the city and insisted on staying on Laojun Mountain. The station troops almost got into a fight with them. Beep it, why are there so many trifles? The matter of the messengers and the uncertainty about whether Elder Moro is fake or not are still unresolved, and we haven't found them yet. I already have too much stuff to deal with, but now, I still have to clean up the mess caused by Lian Qiluo. The #1 Scholar of Flower Festival was held on Laojun Mountain outside the city before. Everyone knows about it, yet you have to hold it in the city. If it weren't for your unnecessary move, we wouldn't be dealing with so many problems now. What are you talking about, Mr. Chui? Everything I did was for the sake of the people of Dongdu City. You've been in the position of prefect for so many years. Have you really cared about what our people think? I do. I've even sent people to conduct research. They are as interested in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival, which takes place every 10 years, as the martial artists are. The Flower Festival has been renowned for over 100 years, yet it has always been out of reach for the common people. It's time to shake things up after all these years. Shake things up? Is this just a matter of shaking things up? You've spent money getting monks from the Rosefinch Temple to use the 6-armed Vajrapani statue as the arena, and the disciples of your Flora sect are using illusions to entertain the people near the city gates. It's your own work. But now you let disciples from my sect work serve the common people like dogs' bodies. It's not decent at all. If you feel overwhelmed, you can go ahead and have your sect appoint someone else as prefect. Otherwise, it won't look good if you mess up the #1 Scholar of the Flower Festival. If it weren't for me trying to clean up the mess caused by Chui Rong, that little brat, I wouldn't have passed the proposal to hold the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival in the city. She is so obsessed with her political achievements that she doesn't care about the hard process at all. She lost the cultivator at the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage, and Luo Huding hasn't been in a good mood these past few days. Yet this woman hasn't shown any concern and is busy with all the preparations for the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. Could it be that Xie Yan was right? Does she have something to do with that seemingly fake Elder Moro? I'm sorry, gentlemen. As non-residents of the Tang Empire, you are not allowed to participate in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. Top room number 3, Skyview House, Guanxin Lake. Humph. It's cracked again. The stone is so small, but the Buddhist scriptures are so long that it's too hard to carve them all. That blind monk just loves to make things difficult. So noisy. The treasure is valuable, but it's boring for people to fight over it. They are just rookies, and Xie Yan can easily defeat them if he joins the fight up there later. Will he get the champion? If so, it'll be embarrassing for the Tang people. In the past, he never enjoyed being a part of such an event. When did I change my view of him? The blind monk is right. I am too young and inexperienced, and there are many things I cannot understand right now. But it's okay. I still have time and chances to understand them gradually. Stay focused and calm. Foreigners can't participate in this? Is there such a rule? Nonsense. 10 years ago, Yin Chuwei of the Taishang sect from the Ming Empire, and 20 years ago, Zhu Yanjun, a sword master from the Sing Empire, and Tong Mengwan of the treasure sect from the Ming Empire, participated in it. Why are foreigners not allowed this year? That was indeed the case in the past, but starting this year, the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival will be open to all Tang people, which will be different from any previous sessions. For management purposes, the registration will be limited to the Tang people from now on. This rule is necessary due to management difficulties, but rules are rules, of course. Both of you have come a long way from the Han Empire. Our Dongdu government must apologize to you both for the poor management. if you don't mind, we will provide the top guest room service at the Skyview House, where you can enjoy the best lake view and the flower festival. Stop kidding around, Mr. Xie is my guest, and they didn't come here for your lake view. I don't know when there is such a rule, obviously. You're trying to come up with an excuse to exclude the two of them. Miss Gongsun, that's not true. With the significant changes in the rules of this year, it's inevitable that not everyone will be catered for, but everything is for the greater good. Earlier, I saw a man in the competition area. He is Xie Yan, a pre-celestial stage sword master from the Jianyu sect. If I remember correctly, he is from the Sui Empire. How do you explain that? It's in line with the rules. The Sui Empire is a vassal state of the Tang Empire, and the two countries have had over a century of martial arts and trade exchanges, so it's reasonable for him to participate in it. Anyway, thank you for the reminder. We will add this to the rules to avoid misunderstanding. Stop playing tricks. It's very obvious. How dare you give me the runaround? Miss Gongsun, it's pointless for you to make it hard for me. These are the rules of superiors. Beep start. Shame on you. The Great Dark Realm. Yu Wushuang, after the number 1 scholar of Flower Festival, take your mother back to the sect. Don't force me to do it myself. And you two young men from the Han Empire, rules are rules, you have no right to question them. Get lost. It's Guolong. In the blink of an eye, he threw the three of us out a mile away. What a remarkable deputy leader of the heavenly evil sect. He's at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage, and no wonder I completely failed to see through his move. If it weren't for me, Guolong probably wouldn't have stepped in. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Well, it's not your fault. The Dongdu government rejected us from the start. It's the same with or without you here. So, are we going back now? Mr. Xie, why don't you try to ask Mr. Ming or Master Qingjing for help? It's of no use, I've figured it out. Let's put aside the fact that I offended Lian Qiluo for now. Considering our status and the overwhelming strength among the younger generation of Dongdu City, it's difficult to imagine that the Dongdu government and those 4 major sects would allow the number 1 scholar of Flower Festival to become a game dominated by outsiders from the Han Empire. I would probably do the same if I worked in the Dongdu government. Well, I can understand it, but it's really upsetting. Beep it, I was already in a bad mood. The Dongdu government is useless, and they haven't found the fake Elder Moro even until now. A 7 can hardly get me anything, either. According to her, that fake Elder Moro has sent her an antidote recently, but they didn't see each other at all. When she came out to check it out, there was only a bottle of antidotes without even a note. I thought the matter of the fake Elder Moro might be unresolved, so I was hoping that I could take advantage of the number 1 scholar of Flower Festival, yet all I got was disappointment. Indeed, however, since we're not welcome to participate, how about this? You and I follow the example of Wei Qishuang from Wendao's sect to set a challenge outside the Flower Festival venue to test the strength of the martial artists in the Tang Empire. That's improper. It will become a public challenge, which goes against the rules of the martial world. It will be completely uncontrollable, and it's possible for masters at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage to attack us directly. Beep it, I didn't expect Ji Yuntao to be so aggressive. The point is, I only want to use my true identity to gain some origin points, and I don't want to take unnecessary risks. You're worried about too much. Since I put forward this suggestion, I surely have a corresponding plan. Wei Qishuang's approach was righteous, but it requires absolute strength, which we don't have with the presence of a master at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage here. We need tricks. The reason why we're banned from participating can't be revealed openly, but their response to us provides us with the perfect excuse. We will hire a group of people to publicly broadcast our experience at the Flower Festival, and some people will question the actions of the Dongdu government. After that, we will set up a ring in a secluded place and stand on it. We won't have to do anything but simply present a challenge to any hero below the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage in Dongdu City. We won't need to say anything harsh, as we will have distinguished scholars to defend us. With the groundwork of public opinion, this seemingly provocative behavior will transform into a counterattack after young people have been treated unfairly. If the Dongdu government and the 4 major sects care about their reputation, they won't send anyone at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage to kill us, but only someone at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage, hoping to defeat us and minimize the impact. By employing both righteous and tricky tactics, We can not only have proper battles with masters from the Tang Empire but also secure a legitimate excuse. What do you think of it? Great, I think it's a good plan. Where are you going to set up the ring? It's indeed Xie Yan. Recently, he has been so upright that I almost forgot that he was actually quite cunning when he fought me in Xufeng City. We don't have an advantage as the Dongdu government does, so we will set the ring in the suburbs without affecting ordinary people. I might have agreed to his plan immediately if I hadn't seen the grandeur of the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. After all, I could obtain lots of origin points from many martial artists. But this time, most of the origin points are from the crowd of common people at the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. Showing my strength in front of so many people will maximize my benefits. Why did you sigh, Mr. Xie? This plan is good, but you may have overlooked one thing. The View sect and Heavenly Evil sect are both evil sects. Sometimes, they don't pay much attention to public opinion. It can influence them, but they may not care so much about it. If they make a quick move and send a master at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage to expel, or even kill us when we set up the ring, how will you handle it? No plan can work out perfectly. If they are so decisive, we'll just have to face the consequences. However, having a master at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage from the Tang Empire personally come after us, to some extent, can be seen as a victory for us. I can escape from such a master, and I believe you can do that too. Ha ha ha, I never imagined you would see me that way. However, we don't need to take the risk. I have a plan that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. We won't have to worry about the master at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage attacking us. And we can also force the Dongdu government to send enough skilled masters to spar with us. It just requires how to work with us. Viewing platform, Skyview House. Miss Lian, those 2 gentlemen from the Han Empire have been driven out. Mr. Gua, the deputy leader of the Heavenly Evil sect, did it himself. Okay, go back to your work. I didn't expect Guolong to take care of it. I thought it would be Master Qingjing coming to mediate. Xie Yan, let alone avenge you. I'm in charge of the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. It's just impossible if you delude yourself into showing your strength in front of common people to gain fame and fortune. Why did it have to come to this? If you had declared the change in rules early on, destroying their hope in advance would have been better than embarrassing them on the spot. Well, Mr. Cui, you're speaking as if I were acting alone and making all the decisions. It's a unanimous decision of the Dongdu government and the 4 major sects to exclude Xie Yan and Xie Yan from the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival, right? I'm only talking about the methods, so why did you use the most controversial approach? If the 2 of them lose their temper and cause a scene. Xie Yan and Xie Yan are not fools. They know there are several masters at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage guarding here. So why will they come to look for trouble? Of course, if they insist on causing trouble, I'll be glad to watch a good show. This matter concerns the reputation of the 4 major sects in Dongdu City. No one will help them no matter whether they seek help from Master Qingjing or Mr. Ming. Speaking of which, how did Xie Yan manage to become close to Mr. Ming? I remember Mr. Ming was not very fond of him at the beginning. Well, Miss Lian, Mr. Cui, bad news. Something terrible happened outside. Half an hour ago, outside Guanxin Lake. These 2 gentlemen are handsome. Are they going to perform? Oh, they are the winners of the Fragrance Pavilion competition. Are we lucky enough today to listen to the sound of Cloud Palace again? Isn't that Miss Gongsun? It's surprising to see you outside the Yearning House. You're gorgeous, I like you. Are you ready, Mr. Yuntao? Actually, there's nothing much to prepare, but... Are you really determined to do it? Why, do you think there's anything wrong with it? No, I just feel it might be too far-fetched. No, too absurd. Would anyone from the 4 major sects believe it? Of course, they won't. It would cause big problems if they did. All I want is for them not to believe it. You need to help me. There are too many people involved this time, and I can't handle it on my own. Only you could come up with this plan. Most people really couldn't think of it. At least half the population of Dongdu City is gathering here for the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. It's such a wonderful opportunity. I'm not allowed to participate, but I will still obtain the origin points from outside. I should thank Mr. G for giving me this brilliant idea. A mistreated young man, momentarily driven by anger and injustice, strikes back, yet in the end, no one is harmed. It's entirely forgivable, isn't it, esteemed members of the Dongdu government? Magic Realm, Flowery Version. Do you see that Vajrapani statue? It's so spectacular. It's said that there are pre-celestial stage masters fighting. It's my first time to participate in the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival. Thank you, Miss Lien. How come they stopped moving? Why is there no sound in the back? What happened? Yan Ji, an amateur cultivator at the first level of the pre-celestial stage. Ju Pandao, from the Fragrance sect, at the first level of the pre-celestial stage. Humph? What technique is this, an illusion? Dear guests, I finally found you today after countless cycles of reincarnation. Spiritual Void Hall. Where am I? I was in the ring of the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival just now. I am the Lord of Dongting from the Tang Empire. And this is my brother, Lord of Qiantang. Over 10,000 years ago, due to our neglect, my daughter was married to the wrong person. She suffered abuse and neglect, and she was heartbroken and longing to return home, but unable to do so. Finally, one day, a nice guy reached out to help her, crossing between the human world and the fairy realm to inform us of her situation. It was only then that she was able to break free from her suffering. Clouds drift leisurely in the blue sky, water flows eastward, the beauty feels hurt, the rain weeps with the sorrow of flowers, a letter sent from afar. To relieve your worries. However, fate is unpredictable. It was solely due to your noble deed that my daughter returned home. She had a crush on you, but ultimately, the two of you were destined to be separated. After thousands of years and countless cycles of reincarnation, we finally found your reincarnation today. Whether you are male or female in this life, young or old, we hope that you and my daughter can get married and live happily forever. Miss Gongsun? The daughter of the dragon is actually Miss Gongsun. But we won't repeat the same mistake made countless years ago. We have overcome numerous obstacles and have finally arrived in this world. The only condition to marry Miss Gongsun is to defeat both of us.